Hey cousins, welcome back to another episode of Respectfully, and today is a very, very special one because we have your favorite cousin back in the building, none other than Emily Wilson.
Emily Saves America.
Lately been known as Emily Saves Israel. How you doing?
Great. It's been such a nice, relaxing day in Los Angeles. I couldn't ask for more. I truly feel blessed.
Okay, Emily, so did you see that Blair White recently did this whole video where she was ranking the different political influencers on the right?
Oh, actually, no.
Okay, it was low-key really funny, and
funny.
People were calling for justice for us in the comments that we didn't get a shout out. We didn't get acknowledged, but at the same time, she might have chewed us down. So I don't know if Blair likes us or not, but I do owe Blair an apology because I was low-key shady to Blair when I first started making content, and then one day it dawned on me, I'm like, I don't know why I'm being a hater. I was low-key being a hater. But
yeah.
we love Blair White, right?
It's also, there's nothing better than admitting, like, I was kind of a hater. I've always liked her. I think she's really funny and smart and has, like, common sense takes and is spicy.
No, for real. Like, I finally watched, like, a full episode of her show not that long ago, and I was like, oh, she's really cooking. Yeah. So shout out to Blair. Blair was one of the big inspirations to this video, where today we are going to be ranking the top, I don't know if I should say the top. We're going to be ranking
random
liberal influencers on their scale of if they are low-key iconic, goofy and cringe, grifters, actually insane, or clowns.
Love those.
So let's go ahead and get this started. So first of all, the rules. So I think the rule is that the one rule is that we have to agree on where they go.
Okay, in which box?
Yeah, in which box. So I have it pulled up here where I'm able to drag them on the scale of how messy and problematic they actually are. Okay, this is the real deal. So first, let's intro in Emily's all-time op.
I'm sorry that I have anxiety. Okay, and honestly, yeah, it is kind of the fault of people like you that want to come up here and bully and berate me over something that I don't do. Okay, so cut the It's not a vape. All right, it's an anxiety pin, and God, the amount of times that I've asked you to respect me and respect my anxiety pin is, at this point, getting ridiculous, Cody. So please,
justified crash out
for the final and for the billionth time, will you please just respect the fact that it's not a vape and that it's an anxiety pin?
Not a
vape. He's like, it's very much giving angry Sour Patch Kid.
His crash out is like kind of iconic.
This is my favorite thing I've seen from him.
This is the best content he's ever made.
Except for when he was 14, he was throwing out the N-bomb. Like, he was kind of based back then.
He was cooking back then too, but this is also, wait, this is so funny because all I've seen is people making fun of him and they're like, there's nothing more liberal than needing an anxiety pen.
Right? I have never in all my life. Now, I've heard of people calling marijuana peace flower.
Yeah.
But what is an anxiety pen? Like, is that wax? Is that like I have no idea.
And this is what I mean. I think he's a good representation of liberals because that just showed that he is like mentally unwell and not okay.
If there is one thing that we might actually need to put some funding into, it's mental health in this country, because that was crazy. Like, that's what happens when you have boiled over from your grift. Like, you're exhausted of your own grift.
Yeah.
Like,
also, that's what happens when you are so politically correct all the time, then you eventually just... That's insane. You eventually just explode.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, we don't really have to explode because we're being, like, sincere and genuine most of the time, at least. But, like, that's just, like, full-blown, like, liberal mental illness.
So, would you describe him? Because he is at minimum actually insane. But I feel like he is in the category of clown because it's so goofy. Like, because you know, with Dean... Because dare I say because he's all of these combined except for iconic. Like, he's grifting too, because you know he doesn't believe this woke stuff.
No.
Like, some of the left-wing influencers, I will give them their credit. And I don't want to be a hypocrite because I know, like, people always try to say to us because we're on the right, they're like, oh, you're a grifter, oh, you're a shill, yada, yada, yada. But we stand on our business 10 toes down. Now, with people like him, I know there's no way he actually feels the way that he does. And it just feels so disingenuous and so slimy.
And you can tell from his past, like, he came, like, the difference is we came into right-wing media when it was the least convenient time in our entire lives, where it's like, I lost all my friends, couldn't get a job, like, had safety concerns, like, all these things. I made no money. Like, there was literally not one part of being in right-wing space, whatever you want to call it, that was significantly beneficial.
Right.
Like, and also no money for like 4 years. And then you look at him and it's like, wow, you really got in at such a time. And then you changed yourself and all these views. That's why I'm like, he's to me like the ultimate grift, but also clinically insane and mentally ill.
I love how you say it with such a smile.
Deanie poo.
And also, let's not forget the fact that after Dean got done being racist, but before he became a progressive anxiety pen
and it
smoker.
was, by the way, was selling courses, was
Yep.
trying to make money this whole time. And then behind the scenes, which Steiny cut out, I said, let's show each other bank accounts. Let's see how much we're making on TikTok and we'll see who the real grifter is.
He was like in his pipsqueak Andrew Tate era.
Yeah, wannabe.
Yeah, and like with his photos with like the most manipulated lighting I've ever seen to make it look like he has definition in his muscle. All that to say, I feel like we could roast Dean forever. I vote to put him in clown.
Clown. Yeah.
Like
clown
red nose.
because it's like, I don't see him being as far. He is actually insane though. The insane looks better with the graphic, but he is a clown because I don't think he's insane enough to be at the point where he's like throwing Molotov cocktails into cop cars at like protests. Whereas like, that's why I would put him in one category down or up, whatever it is.
Okay. See, I agree with that too. And you know, because he's always putting on a show. When I think of a clown, it's like you're very much giving circus.
Yeah.
And like the way he is so theatric about his anxiety pen.
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
it's a show. It's literally for entertainment, for clicks and views, for money. Whereas like you can tell some people like maybe are really unwell and really believe these things. I just don't see that with Deanie skis.
Dean skis.
Deanie poo poo.
Denisha. I'll never forget Dean almost boxed Bryce Hall, who is literally a trained bare knuckle boxer that weighs like 60 pounds more than him. And Dean's whole reason for why he was going to do it, he goes, I'm willing to get beat. He goes, Bryce, I know you're going to beat me up, but I'm willing to lose a fight in order to stand for my values. It's like, please, you want to be a martyrdom so bad. Like,
what are your values? Vaping and having mental breakdowns online?
Yeah. And belittling women on Steiny's podcast.
And then calling me stupid 5 million times. Cool beans.
Okay, so we got him in clown. Let's go to his ex-bestie.
A young, dynamic guy like you. How old are you?
21.
You're 21. So you're 60 years younger than Joe Biden.
That's right.
Right. It was blatantly obvious to everybody that Biden was done, especially after the debate. Why would you continue to pretend that he wasn't?
Because I look at the record. I'm always of the view that achievements and policy matters more than like this talk we have in the media of, oh, Biden's this, oh, Biden's that. I've met the man as well. I've talked to him. He was fantastic. He was sharp. I had questions.
When was that?
That was in May.
He was sharp?
Yeah.
How sharp?
Very sharp. He answered
around that time he was falling off stages, he was face planting, he was tumbling
face planting. I mean,
tumbling down the steps of Air Force One, falling off bicycles. He was saying all sorts of gobbledygook in statements which the White House had to rewind. So how sharp was he?
I mean, he was great. I gave him questions he didn't have beforehand. He answered them in depth, and we had a conversation after the cameras were turned off. I had no problems then. I had no problems now. I still think Joe Biden is fit to serve. If he were the candidate, I'd still think he's fit to serve.
Really?
Yeah.
Really is great.
Really? You already know what we're gonna say on this. Like, well, you know, we literally agree. And I literally did Steiny like a short podcast when I was in New York over Zoom with him. Like, you already know it's low key iconic.
Low key iconic. Okay, because I know everybody's gonna be shocked why I'm putting Harry directly in the low key iconic. Hear me out. Before y'all rage at me, backspace your comments. Had this been like 2 years ago, I would have definitely, because Harry is not insane. I will give him that. He's not insane. He's pretty smart. But he's definitely, getting his grift on, and he can be a bit goofy and cringe. However, I can't help but respect how loyal he is. That man is 10 toes down on the bag. Mm-hmm. Not just loyal to a politician.
Loyal
Harry
like a dog.
Sisson is getting that bag.
Yep.
And, he says he's not getting paid by the DNC. And you know what, Harry? That's okay. You don't need to get your coins from the DNC. I know them coins are coming one way or another. And it's going through some NGO to end up in your bank account. And for him to stand on business and knowing that Joe Biden was a hot mess for all of that time, and he's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. It's kind of slay. It's
also like I just see him doing so many careers where he would do so well, because like to double and triple down like that with absolutely like no shame and do it in like a relatively kind of fantastic way. Like I see him as like, you know when people defend murderers and there's like all the evidence in the world, but they're so good at their jobs. If he did that job, he would literally crush it.
Yeah. He could have gotten OJ acquitted all over again.
Yeah.
Like he stands.
And by the
on
way,
their
when I
business.
shot with him, he was like literally nothing but nice and respectful and would never like, didn't speak to me the way like Dean would, who's like a psychopath. He was actually like really respectful and nice and also like laughed at my jokes and was like so normal. And I was like, you're on the other side, but I just have no issue with you.
Yeah, like I've never met him in person, but I've had a handful of conversations with Harry. So cool, so chill. I actually like Harry, and what made me like him even more is while everybody tried to cancel him, he was letting people know he's got a little game on him.
Period.
Do we have that second clip?
All those people who hate my guts, but is sitting in a quiet place listening to my show, you are obsessed and sick. Shout out to everybody who's made a fake page just to stare at me and spy on me. You are obsessed and sick, okay?
Playboy Harry is iconic, and he's a barb playing a Nicki Minaj audio on top of it all.
Period.
And Dean was hating.
Yeah.
Dean was like, I disavow Harry because he's out here, a 21-year-old who has the audacity to talk to girls. It's like, can the man cook?
But that's the thing. It's going to come out. Like, it's funny. Harry, like, I don't think like anything he did was wrong. Obviously, I was like, we support you on this side. But it was so funny because I'm like, stuff will come out about Dean that's going to be like a million times worse because it's such gaslighting. He's literally behaving like the only normal thing Harry's doing is literally talking to girls. Everything else is kind of insane. So we love him for that.
Yeah, we stand Harry Sisson in this household. So shout out to Harry.
Shout out Icon.
So next we have, I don't know how to say her name, but her face is giving jump scare looky.
Little human being.
This smile is very creepy. Okay,
Smiling is creepy.
no, your smile specifically.
Yeah.
That side look when she got in the chair,
Kind of hot.
I know she kind of ate.
I know she kind of ate with that.
Like she's very much giving ET, but in that moment when she got in that chair and she said,
Yeah.
it's giving like Charlie's Angels,
So she's interesting.
Charlie's Demon,
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk's Demon.
She's interesting. I liked her side eye. She did eat with that. She's kind of interesting because you look at her and you're like, okay, like I already know 90% of your beliefs and views, which is so generic. Like you can tell, you know, she's a little brainwashed. But then it was interesting. I was actually supposed to debate her. I don't know who was setting it up.
Sean Mike Kelly, I think.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I was supposed to go in person to debate her, which I was like, let's go. Because it was like 15 different topics. And I was like, I'm down. But I ended up getting ended up in like ER. I was so sick. So I couldn't go. But then I saw her debate Andrew Wilson. And like, I'm not a fan whatsoever. But she was not very smart. She was saying things and he was like laughing and like correcting her that were historically like way inaccurate.
Yeah.
Like when I think she said only like millions of people died on the Trail of Tears and he was like, how many? And he was like, you think millions? And then he like looked it up and it was like, whatever, like 100,000 or something. And then she just was like, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, if you're gonna be like that cocky and like ballsy to be like, yeah, like this, it's like you kind of need to know what you're talking about. I think for being in college, she's probably smart. For being maybe in the
today's
real
standards.
world, yeah, I don't know. She's just a lost girl.
See, her debates are always interesting to me because there's some where it's just her throwing out information that's objectively wrong.
Yeah.
And then there's other times where it's like, I understand what she's trying to cook. She just doesn't have the recipe right.
Yeah.
But it's like, what I will say about her and her bleached eyebrows is that as much as I don't like her takes, I respect that. I don't think she's disingenuous. I do.
Yeah.
Like, she's one of those people, like Dean, for example. I think Dean is lying. I don't think
100%.
Dean I don't think
Zero
Dean is a leftist in
authenticity.
the way he acts like. But this girl, I can at least respect that she's standing on her business. So I wouldn't call her a grifter.
Neither would I.
She's kind of insane though, but not like the worst case scenario insane.
She's not insane. I think her, tribal piercings are insane. I don't think she's a grifter. I think she actually really genuinely is passionate about these things. She
Yeah.
just, no offense, isn't knowledgeable enough
She's
to like
trying.
stand on business. She's like standing on books, but they're like falling over. And then goofy and I wouldn't say goofy and cringe because she's not funny, but she's also not like, ugh, like I can't stand her the way like Dean is just the most like punchable human alive. And then she's not iconic really at all. She's never had that gotcha moment. Like I'm sorry, if your winning argument is calling someone ugly,
Yeah.
like they do to me, like, so you've lost.
Right.
Congrats.
Dare I say that makes her a clown? I feel like a clown.
Yeah, that's
it's
better.
harsh to put her as a clown next to Dean, but
it's a harsh world.
It's a harsh world, and the piercings in her face are harsh too.
That's the thing. Don't look like you're running a circus.
Yeah,
You won't be in that category.
It's like all fun and games until you get too close to a refrigerator magnet.
Yeah. Seriously. It's all fun and games until you go through TSA and you get like tackled. 'Cause there's so much metal in your face.
And your social media is giving terrorist anyway.
Yeah, literally.
So it's like it applies.
It's not our problem.
Okay, who do we have next?
So for you to speak on Black Lives Matter protests and say they're not violent or whatever you were trying to say is disrespectful. It's disingenuous, especially to Black women who have to live in those neighborhoods.
All these
and Black
edits.
children.
Thank you as a Black woman for showing up to show that retardation can transcend both gender and race.
I'm not retarded. You're the white man.
I don't know why the do you think I'm speaking out for BLM? This conversation is about BLM. I don't know why don't you know who I'm talking to right now?
Stop cussing.
I can cuss what I want. What do you mean I can say what I want? It's freedom of speech.
Disrespectful.
Disrespectful to what? This isn't your Twitter space. You're not here to tell me what I can say or not say.
Black Lives Matter out of your mouth. You're a white man.
BLM. Black people need me. I'm going to be the white savior for BLM. I love BLM. I'm the leader of BLM. I'm the self-appointed leader of BLM. Oh, yes, I love BLM. Oh, yes, Black Panthers. I'm going to join it right now. Oh, BLM.
Keep it real.
I am keeping it real.
He's like an older, better Dean.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Ooh,
so
that's
Destiny.
tough. You know what's funny is people have been talking about him for so long, and I never really like knew who he was, and I don't care. Like as soon as I saw like blue hair, I was like, I don't care. But he obviously is somewhat intelligent.
Yeah, I will say he's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
Has some bad ideas, but he's quite brilliant.
I would put him just from the clips God, it sucks because he's kind of funny, which is like that's my weak spot for people. If you're funny, I kind of like you. I would put him in the category just off the clips I've seen of actually insane.
Really?
Because I think if you're really smart, which I do think he is, as much as it's painful to say, he's probably great at debating and all these things, has a lot of knowledge, even though he's probably wrong about some stuff. I think you get to a level where like you are smart, but you're insane.
He is a bit insane. I thought we were going to go with goofy and cringe for him.
I don't think he's funny.
He can be when
he's
he
not
cooks.
funny in a lame way. He's funny in a genuinely like those things are funny.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Because it's like, I also wonder, it's like, are the edits of him what makes him funny? Or is he actually funny? Because I did debate him on Jubilee. I forgot, actually, we did Piers Morgan with him once. I didn't even realize
I totally
that until I was
forgot
looking
you
at clips.
and me did Piers Morgan literally with him.
Yeah.
And that's funny because that clip of me is so viral because he asked me something that was like so easy. It was like, what Trump policies do you like? Which I could have like listed 30 things. But it was my first time, I think, doing Pierce, and I had no idea who was talking to me and if I was allowed to talk. So I was like trying to listen to see if they were gonna say something. And I was just sitting there like this, and I was like, I don't know like what's happening right now.
Yeah.
And then they clipped it to make it look like I didn't know, and I'm like, oh come on.
I remember that because the production of that show was really chaotic.
Yeah.
One thing that people don't realize about doing Piers Morgan's show, it's like hit or miss whether or not you have the feedback. So you imagine you're on a Zoom call with 5 people, and all you really can go off of is their voice. And sometimes you can't see them, so you don't know that they're talking to you.
Which is crazy when you're looking at a black screen and 6 people are talking.
Yeah.
Like, y'all go do that and let me know.
Yeah, and then the other thing, it's like with Pierce's show, sometimes the producers will tell you, don't jump in and start talking until a certain point. Because they want to because some people have to leave early and all these different things. So
if they cut the clip, but then 5 seconds later, I'm literally like, I literally was like, Pierce, are you talking to me? Can I respond? Or am I letting these freaks respond? Like, is it, because this question could be for me or you. So I was like, I don't know. But of course, now everyone just thinks I'm stupid. Whatever.
Well, I will say is, I mean, they're always going to look for a reason to hate you at this point. But what I will say is, like, he was really cool when I did Jubilee with them. They actually cut most of our interactions, which irritated me because we actually found a lot of common ground. So it's like, he does have some good ideas. It's like, with him, it was like we had similar ideas, but our approach to the solution was different. So I'm debating insane or cringe. I'm going to go with insane just because
fair.
The stories I know about him behind the scenes.
That's
I'm not
what
say on
I wanted to
camera.
talk about, but I was like, well, I'll be PC right now. But I was like, from
Yeah.
the things I've heard behind the scenes and the things I've seen him say on camera, I'm like, you're smart, but you are like actually crazy.
Yeah, because name one genius that ain't crazy. Okay, next one is this diva. The one and only masked queen, Taylor Lorenz, getting down at a Corn Hub event. How do you feel about Taylor?
So Taylor, during the pandemic, decided to come on my Instagram. I've never heard of her. And call me a evil, misinformation, peddling, whatever. I'm every name in the book, and sent her little like followers after me. And I just was like, all I know is that she's like insane and wears a mask. Like I literally don't understand anything else about her. She's like obviously not a real journalist. She's not a real reporter. I don't know what she does in politics. I don't know how she has a platform, why anyone would listen to her. I think she's just like a loser.
Oh, Taylor, sweetie, I am so sorry. Hot take, I like Taylor Lorenz. I think some of her takes are crazy. Like when she was on Piers Morgan, I was going to play that clip at first. I was like, no, let's show the real energy.
Like you're at a Pornhub party wearing a mask.
Me at a Diddy party.
Come on. Okay. Even that's like more normal. Like is the I don't understand. Is the mask thing, is this like...
Well, she told me, because we got Air One smoothies together.
I swear, if you say it's an autoimmune thing, I'll lose my mind.
You might lose your mind.
What did she claim it is?
Well, basically, she said she's immunocompromised so that she feels more comfortable in public settings wearing a mask. But then when she is like having one-on-one conversation, like once we went and sat down, she took the mask off. And then we had Air One smoothies, we chit-chatted. And, you know, I almost didn't include her here because one thing she told me that shocked me, because at that point, I just knew, like, I think she's a real journalist. I think her resume is pretty established. And, you know, when we sat down together, she said one of the things that really annoyed her is how people categorize her as a leftist, because she had a million criticisms about the left. So she is pretty independent. So I low-key think Taylor's iconic. In a messy way. She's messy and iconic, but I'm very pro messy individuals because I find them entertaining. Now, I know you're about to chew me up.
Yeah, like immunocompromised is like a word that she had never used until like literally like Fauci was like, oh, you're immunocompromised. Like that's not even that's how you're, by the way, it's just such an idiot. Like that's how you're building your immune system, by walking around inhaling a mask that's probably filled with chemicals and bacteria instead of fresh air. Like, be so real. Like, she should have just never came on my page, because I was like, I'm never the one. But I would put her as either grifter or goofy and cringe. Probably cringe more than anything. But this one I can give to you because I technically haven't met her in real life and never had a conversation. And of course, I'm open to that. So I would let you have this one.
You know, I do feel like, hear me out, if y'all met on a different foot, and if you didn't have the pre-existing beef,
fair,
I think you two would have a key. Because what I respect about her is that it does not matter how crazy or hot her take is, she's going to stand on that business and quadruple down. Like, okay, we do have a brief part of that clip that I want to show. Like, Piers tried to call her out like she was going to back down, and she just stood on that business.
Okay.
You're unhappy with my mischaracterization of what you said and inferring that you were feeling joyful about what had happened to this guy. So we've got the clip and we'll just play it back just to remind you.
I should put Mark Lamont Hill on this too.
I do believe in the sanctity of life. And I think that's why I felt, along with so many other Americans, joy, unfortunately, you know, because it feels like...
Seriously?
I mean...
And pause really quick for context. This is them talking about Luigi Manchin when he shot the United Healthcare CEO. And she said that she felt joy essentially because she felt like Luigi Manchin was vindicating the tens of thousands of people or hundreds of thousands, however many people who had their healthcare decline and they passed away because of it.
Execution.
Maybe not joy, but certainly not. No, certainly not. This is literally.
So you felt joy. You felt joy.
Glad that you played that clip, because you'll see that I didn't say that I felt joy. And then she said she misspoke and clarified.
Oh.
And I didn't say that I felt joy.
You don't think, Mark, it was more that she wished she hadn't said she felt joy? Because you suddenly realized how bad it sounded. Why don't you listen to that clip again? Because I don't say that I feel joy in the man's death. I said I feel joy because, and that's exactly when you cut me off. And if you let me finish, say I feel joy.
Bullshit, Pierce. You don't know what was in my head.
That's not. She's right. She's right, Pierce.
Bullshit.
She actually said, "I feel joy," and then you interrupted her there. Perhaps I don't know what she was going to say, but she certainly didn't get a chance to finish.
Well, the viewers can watch the whole thing.
That's actually kind of a funny panel.
I know.
I wish I was on that panel.
Did you have Tommy just sitting there with her face card looking teased?
Because Taylor, let's be honest. You know what you said. You wish you hadn't said it. Truth. Let me give Taylor an opportunity. Would you like to apologise for using the word joy?
Again, if you take the word joy completely out of context from the word that I said
Would you like to?
It was because
would you like to
I'm so glad you
apologise?
just
Yes or
played
no?
the clip.
Yes or no?
You just played the clip that showed that I said I feel joy because, and that's right when you cut me off. So let me tell you why I feel joy. I feel joy because people like you who are rich and powerful and on TV and have all the access to all the healthcare privileges in the world are finally being forced to pay attention to the barbaric healthcare system that murders tens of thousands of innocent Americans. And that is what I feel joy in, that people like you are forced to confront those systemic problems. That's what I'm joyful.
Yeah, I knew it would be my fault as well at some stage.
Why do we never get on the fun panels?
I know. I was gonna say, every time I'm like on a panel, it's like never anything like I get to be passionate about. And then people are like, well, she sucks. And it's like, well, it's like if you put us in these situations, we can only do like so well. You know what I mean? Or it's people that are so different than me that there's no common ground. But I'm not gonna lie. A, he was really funny in that. B, like, she did stand on business. I do respect it because I actually think he did take what she was saying out of context and make her seem horrible when really she was like, and I agree with her, the system is horrible and people literally die. So on that note,
she kind of cooked.
Yeah,
she kind of cooked.
Not bad.
So verdict, because you can argue about the mask and call her cringe. I don't think she's a grifter because I think she, as you can tell, she's kind of passionate. She stands on her business.
Yeah.
I think she's low-key iconic, but we can compromise. But I'm gonna let you make the final verdict. Where do we put Taylor Lorenz?
Maybe goofy and cringe.
Okay, that's the yellow tier. So that's like the that's our compromise.
That's compromise because that's right above iconic.
Yeah, like Taylor,
I'm sorry,
sweetie.
She's not iconic.
Taylor Lorenz, sweetie, I think you're iconic. I want to get smoothies with you again, and please don't make a hit piece about me. If you're gonna make one, make it about Emily.
Period.
Next.
Let's go.
No, you have to meet her.
Hey,
you have to meet her in person, and then
there.
you'll think she's
okay,
I'm Hasan Piker, and this is Bro Tip. This week's Bro Tip is about bringing out the alpha male in you. A few things to consider when you're thinking about Lady Gaga as the top contender for Babe of the Week should be the fact that she might have a... The fact that Lady Gaga might have a small does absolutely terrify me. Here's why the 5-second rule works. Because when you start thinking for longer than 5 seconds, you're immediately not thinking with your... and also thinking with this pesky thing up here that we like to call our brains. So once you start thinking with your brain, you're immediately going to psych yourself out. Come back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time.
It's like Steven Crowder.
Old enough to mount? Question mark? I want to say thank you to Miley Cyrus for showing off her the VMAs the other night. I always knew Hannah Montana was a little... Don't even try to hide it. Look, this is a classic example of what happens when your father doesn't pay attention to you. You turn out to be who's craving for attention, and then I tend to pick you up at a bar late night and bang you out on the first.
Okay, so Husky Hasan era was when he was back in his misogynist era before he became this
was he trying to be like Andrew Tate?
I think so, but low-key, I feel like this is before Andrew Tate, because I wanted to pull the old clip, because I wanted to see the real him. And that's the thing that's so funny to me. It's like, I wonder, like, I don't think he's ever really addressed this time of his life and how he went from this to, like, this ultra wildly progressive person. And his take, I honestly think he has some of the worst takes in all of politics. Like, you know, he's Shank's nephew, and it's like the genes of bad takes just went straight to him.
Crazy with that family.
Like, that entire family has lost their mind.
Yeah.
And it's like, you listen to him explain situations, and there's just absolutely no logic.
No.
And like, he should be in jail, in my opinion, because there was a video where he was calling for the assassination of a senator for something to do with healthcare. It's like, you're out of your mind.
Also, like, I thought that family is like kind of well off.
They are, because Shank, I think, is like the founder of the Young Turks.
Yeah.
And then he's a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
So it's like, how are you sitting here being so anti the rich when you are a Nepo baby?
And like, no offense, this doesn't look like you had a really tough life.
Right.
Like, these videos are
especially
wild.
when he was husky, because he was definitely eating.
Yeah.
grifter.
Just grifter.
I think he's just like a straightforward grifter. And
I
it's
think he's like an
unfortunate.
insecure dude who like loves the attention. He's like, I'm just gonna say like insane takes. Because like
Yeah.
also people who behave like that usually come from money and there's like a fallout in case they like act crazy.
Right. It's like, I mean, I can't hate because if it's cooking, it's cooking, but it's like, it's so funny because if you look on his Instagram, it'll be a very cringe thirst trap, and then it'll be the worst take you've ever heard, and then it's him queer baiting and like pretending to be gay to like for his gay audience and for his like DL audience.
Oh, so he's literally a grifter.
Yeah, like it's the grift just keeps on grifting.
Yeah.
And I will never forget, he was reacting to a video of me and just started saying the most racist things about me for being a black conservative, and it was actually pretty wild.
As he's like a morally superior liberal.
Yeah, and he tried to say it in the video where, because I reacted to it for PragerU, it was so funny because he said in the video that it doesn't matter if you're racist and prejudiced towards somebody if they're basically a conservative.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I'm like, so you just get to pick and choose your outrage.
Oh, interesting how that works. How convenient.
How convenient is
convenient.
that? Oh, the turntables turn.
Well, when you stand on nothing, there you go.
You fall for everything. Ciao. So Hasan Piker, straight to grifter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this next diva, this trainee-licious diva.
Nice.
She her.
It's
okay. It's all good.
But it was not all good.
Hi. I use she, her pronouns. I'm not sir. Yeah, like it's like a knife in the heart. I also ask ahead of time not to be called
ma'am.
sir. Yeah, I'm just
It's ma'am.
It's ma'am.
Breaks the table.
Yeah, the Sweetwater starts at okay. Not.
No, the funniest is when they ask what they think you think they look like. It's like
hurts.
a man with long hair.
I was wondering if there's a manager I could talk to.
The ugliest man I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was called sir. Oh, okay.
The bad part is when he was actually like presenting as a man, he wasn't the worst looking dude. And now it's just like
he looks like a normal like construction worker. Or something.
Yeah, he looks like any other dude at the gas station. And now he looks
I
like
just want to tell you that
someone that needs to be in a
person who gave me
straitjacket.
this called me sir. Called me sir.
It's the little Debbie crop top for me.
It's just like
it's the choker I wore when I was 12.
Hurts a lot to get called sir.
What he pretends to be, because they always want to be little girls. They never want to be women. They want to be little girls.
yeah.
And that's how I know it's a fetish.
No, let's talk about that. Actually, I really want to get into that.
Yeah.
No, and you know, what is he just reminds me of the like, put the lotion in the basket.
Put the lotion in the basket.
You know what I'm talking about? It does what it's told or it gets the hose again. Like literally, I'm just like, how have we not checked
It
his
rubs
hard
the
drive?
lotion on its skin. Or
Gets the hose again. Dude, he's literally walking with the lipstick and the robe. Like, dude, bro, that's literally him.
No, it's giving bride and husband of Frankenstein all at the same time.
Okay, so this is my issue because it is a mockery of women, and that's why I'm not okay with any of this. I also think you have to be 100% mentally ill, and that's not up for discussion. But this is the thing. It's like, okay, so I'm 31 and he's probably like what, 30s, and he's a large
40.
man. Like what he's wearing would be extremely inappropriate for me and most women. But you make a point. Why are you dressing like a little girl and not a woman, considering maybe he's between 32 to 40? I don't know. Like, even if you were to dress like a woman, you would have like a blazer, trousers, a t-shirt, you would be fully covered. So it's like, this is a sexual fetish. And I think they get off to like making normal people genuinely uncomfortable and also like getting to like abuse it and get free things and all this. And I'm like, it's so funny because you're trying to be like, I'm a woman, yet everything you're doing is so inherently masculine.
Yeah. Oh, T on that. It's very much for like the male gaze at that point.
Yeah.
Like that's what it's for. It's like it's so misogynistic how trans women like that will try to cosplay for the sole purpose of just being misogynistic at that point. And that's why, like, you know, shout out again to Blair White, the difference there. Like, you don't see Blair, to me, doesn't look like cosplay. Blair looks like somebody who had real gender dysphoria and now is living a life that she's happy to live, to the point where I'm more comfortable saying she with Blair because it's like, you know what, you're doing the thing.
And you actually like look like a woman to me.
Yeah. It's like, and then they'll say like, oh, it's passing privilege. It's like, what?
Whatever.
It's like whatever you want to call it. It's like you still look like a dude.
Yeah, like that is a full blown dude that put a choker and that I wore when I was 12 and then like a crop top on, and it's like weird because I'm like, why are you dressing so sexual?
Right.
Like that is sexual. Like you have like your skin showing, and then it's like because you wear lipstick and like your hair up, and it's like also like going in places like Disneyland where there's children, and then like literally talking about sex. Like I'm sorry, like this is why people have an issue with this. You're clearly like mentally ill, and this is like very, very inappropriate behavior. And like women don't dress like that. But it's also funny because it's like, imagine like treating like waiters and staff like that. And imagine him being like, I'm a man, like to another woman. Do you know how misogynistic and rude that is to speak to a woman like that as once again, a man?
Mm-hmm. I mean, clock it down. It's like people like that will leave Hot Topic and Claire's and go straight to the Disney bathroom. And that's why Lilly just got arrested recently, or I believe is getting charged potentially for filming inside of the women's restroom. But there's like girls and women in there that are trying to have peace of mind. Like that has to be terrifying as a woman to see that frame alone inside of the bathroom, but then the audacity to have the camera out and to be so audacious about it. It's like, what are you doing?
And it's funny, they're like, he's all about consent and respect, unless it involves him and benefiting from being online. Then apparently no one else has consent or respect.
Right.
And it's like, this is literally why women and little girls don't want you in their bathroom. You're like genuinely weird.
I think that puts Lilly in actually insane.
Oh, 100% actually insane.
Yeah, like just bonkers crazy.
Isn't his name like John Smith or something? It's like some generic
It's probably
name.
Butch. It's like the manliest name you can think
Big Butch.
of. Like Butch
Big
Williams.
Butch, sir.
Like,
that's his name. I can't.
No pronouns are capital. Him.
Oh my god. Wait, also in that photo, isn't that the bunny from Space Jam?
Yes. They're always cosplaying
bunny?
little kids. Lola Bunny.
My god, from a kids movie?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's like
Lola Bunny or whatever is like kind of sexual. It's like, oh my god, this is a sexy bunny. It's like
Lola was a baddie. But it's like these people, again, like it's like they get stuck in the mindset of a 12-year-old girl. Like that's what they want to be. Like Dylan Mulvaney, for example, it's like so determined to be viewed as a little girl, like this playful, hyper little girl. And it's just,
and you're gonna like, there's like nothing weird about that. And then you're gonna gaslight normal people, and they're like, hey, that's kind of weird. But also like psychology wise, I'm pretty sure like whatever age something weird happened, they're like mentally stuck at that age. But I'm not a doctor, but whatever.
It's always trauma.
Yep.
And now, the last one. One of your faves.
I'll cast my first vote in a presidential election ever. The fact is, our right to vote is under attack. I've seen it. Long wait lines. People blocked from registering to vote. Texans denied our voice. Donald Trump's Republicans are making it harder for us to vote. But we won't let them get away with it. And Kamala Harris won't let them get away with it either. She's fought for our freedoms. She's fought for our voice. But we will only be heard if we vote. As the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. So Gen Z, let's take our seat in our democracy and cast our ballots this November for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
Look, if there's anyone that's qualified to talk about menus, it's her. Come on.
I knew you were gonna cook.
This is who the Democrats send to do outreach to get young men to vote.
Peter Griffin.
Like, y'all already call me mean. Like, let me just.
Okay, I'm not even trying to be. She seems like a nice girl, but it's like.
Really? Because she's really intense online. Like, really cocky.
All I know is I always see she is cocky. I do know
it's
that.
It's kind of crazy.
I always see like little out of context clips of her like saying things like this. And it's like, does she not know she's setting herself up to fail?
That's why I'm like, come on.
Making if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. It's like, girl, you knew you were about to get cooked.
Come on.
Like, you could.
But like, they literally did send her for young men's outreach, right?
Yeah, I mean. I'm trying to think of I'm trying not to attack her too much about her looks.
That's like me bringing, like, oh, let me bring all the steaks to the vegan party. Like, what's happening here?
It's just so funny because Was it you that was on I think it was a debate that you were on where somebody was pointing out, they're like, the conservatives always have like attractive people that are on the screen. It's like the girls they're hot, they're skinny, they are athletic, like they have a good head on their shoulders. And then you go to the left and it's like they're so determined for this like DEI. It's like they're squeezing in this woman of width to try to make her be the voice of Gen Z. And it's like, why are we supposed to take her? I'm not even trying to be mean. Like, I'm so serious. Why would we take her words seriously when she can't even manage her body?
I don't trust fat people.
I don't either. I've been wronged by a lot of fat people. And people think I'm kidding when I say that, but I'm so serious. It's like these people that just can't eat less. Yeah. It's like, I don't trust your self-discipline.
You're also the reason our health insurance is so high, and you'll be the first one to complain about it. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's also on Ozempic, which is like the worst thing in the world for you.
My condolences.
So you don't believe in discipline. You don't believe in hard work. Okay, so you really don't believe in any of the values of America, so I really don't care what you have to say. If you can't take care of yourself, how are you supposed to, like, how do you even think clearly?
You objectively abuse freedom if you're that big. Yeah. And it's like, don't tell me you have a thyroid problem because people are starving in Africa and you never see anybody that fat. No. And you can't tell me that all of them have perfect thyroids, please. No. It's like, when you are that size, and like, people are going to be like, oh, like, why are you making it all about her weight? Because it is about her weight. Because her weight is the reason she's on camera. Her weight is the reason why she has the platform that she has.
True.
If we're being so honest. Because it's like, oh, look at us. We're the inclusive, body positive people who are putting this girl up here. And it's like, baby, all that confidence is not going to stop your blood from clotting. No. So they platform her and give her all this attention because she's big. It's like she doesn't have anything thought-provoking to say. She's, from what you're saying, pretty aggressive online. I've only seen a few clips of her, but I know she's cocky.
Oh, she constantly, when people attack her, she responds. She's like, I'm actually on a walk right now. And I'm like, you're going to need to do a lot more than that.
I hope she's running to the kitchen to eat less.
Yeah.
Like, she needs to learn to eat less.
The way she runs to the comment sections, but that's online and it's less work. That's why she prefers that method.
It's like, if your fingers were as active as just any, like, if you could make your fingers this, like, equate other parts of your body to that amount of activity, then maybe you can get your life together. Because I want her to live a long, healthy life, but she's not going to if she keeps being praised for being this unhealthy person.
No, and it's like she's there at the DNC when she should be on TLC. You like that one?
We are out of control. We are so out of control. I know Mr. Rodriguez is back there like, y'all are mean.
She's with the wrong 3 letters. They'll tell you that right now.
Ciao.
I just think it's crazy because it's like, you literally, like, when we make fun of people on the other side and call them DEI, it's like, you're literally DEI because you're telling me out of everyone on your side, you couldn't find someone that's relatable. Like, how many young girls do I see post, leftish content that are like young, normal looking, educated, well-spoken, seem like they're like popular and have friends? Like, really, you couldn't get one of those? Like, this is what you chose? And then you look at Newsmax, Fox, all these outlets, and all the girls are like beautiful and they're smart.
Right. They're charismatic. They bring something to the table.
You lost the election.
I know. It's like the white dudes for Harris.
Oh my God.
The straight white dudes for Harris of Dean, Harry, Parker, and Chris. That was a time, like, what were they thinking? It's like everybody that they platform is either hideous, obese, autistic, or just all of the above.
How did she even get into this? Like, does she have like an uncle in politics we don't know about? Because I also think it comes down to that. I feel like these people are platformed for a reason. Or was she just like, I mean, it's kind of funny too, because the left talks about our looks 24/7, but we're not allowed to like criticize them. Like, how many times am I told every day that either I'm ugly, which is factually incorrect, or I'm only on TV because of the way I look? And I'm like, yeah, and that's why they cast actors as well. Like, what do you mean?
Right.
It's she's obviously, she has to go into clown or goofy and cringe.
I feel like she's goofy and cringe more than anything.
Yeah, I think goofy and cringe because I don't really take her serious.
Yeah, I don't think really anyone does. Like, I really want her to be healthier because, like, I bullied Lizzo too when her back was as big as a house, and now she's losing weight, and I'm happy for her. I hope she unblocks me on Twitter so I can tell her I'm happy for her losing weight. She has still room to shrink, but that being said, it's like, I don't know. I just want to see people be healthier. But I think we did a great job ranking these. So just running through, we have decided that 2 clowns are Dean Withers and Naima are clowns. Actually Insane goes to Destiny and Lilly Tino. Grifter goes to Husky Hasan Piker. Goofy and Cringe Taylor, sweetie, I am so sorry. But Taylor Lorenz got put in there. Taylor, I still think you're iconic, though. And I'm going to get Emily on Team Taylor.
That's
we are
fair.
all going to get smoothies, and we're going to have an unhinged conversation.
Yeah.
Olivia is goofy and cringe. And low-key iconic. Give it up for Harry Sisson. Playboy Harry, we stan you. And to all my cousins that tuned in for this episode, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to follow Emily Saves America on all platforms. She is Emily Saves USA on X and everywhere else. I believe Emily Saves America. Yeah. Period. Look up Emily Wilson. You'll find her. And be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in to Respectfully.